Hey everyone, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More. Welcome to another one of my real estate investing videos. This is one of my complete fix and flip before and after videos I put together. So I show you the before video, what the house looks like before we fix it up. I show you the after video, what it looks like after everything is done. I have a few other videos in between on some interesting things that happen. And then I show you all the numbers at the end, the exact numbers on what we spent on this house, what we made on it, what all the expenses are, and that includes financing, carrying costs, closing costs, a lot of the stuff that you won't see on TV or some other sites. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like these videos, if you like any of our videos, please give us a thumbs up. That helps us out. We do a lot of content and try and help you guys out a lot, so we appreciate your support. If you have any comments at all, please leave them below. I try to respond to them as quick as I can. And if you are wondering, this is the camper house. So this is a house I flipped where someone abandoned a camper in the backyard behind the garage, just left it there. We didn't know if somebody was living there. We had no idea. Eventually we got rid of it. The camper mysteriously, miraculously disappeared, but it was kind of a little bit of a new experience for us, to say the least. And two of my most popular videos I've ever done were about this stupid camper. So lots of new subscribers and people came because of this camper, and lots of interesting stuff going on there. So we'll also talk about the house, show you what we did, how much it cost, and we will get started right now. Here is the MLS sheet that the property was first listed on when it came up for sale. So you guys have heard it a lot before, but an agent gets me so many more deals and I save money on commissions. And one way I get more deals is because I see these properties come up for sale right away. So I saw it come up for sale for $149, which was one of the cheapest houses we'd seen come up for sale in months. I don't think we've seen one come up cheaper since this time. So that caught my eye. A decent sized house, and it didn't look to be in horrible shape. The really surprising thing about this property is it's owned by another investor. And it's actually an investor I know. They do quite a few flips, and they own it as a rental. And so I was surprised they're selling it so cheap, but I think they bought it for like $40,000 5 years ago or something. So they obviously did okay on it. It says here they're doing a 1031 exchange. And something really interesting was that it mentions here in the comments, new exterior paint and new roof on 417. I completely missed that. I made my offer and bought this house without knowing they're going to put a new roof on or new paint. So that was a super nice bonus. And you can see we offered $155. I think we made a full price offer slightly above. They came back and said, hey, we like your offer better because there's no inspection, closes faster. But we had another offer of $155. Will you match it? And we said yes. So that's how we got the property. And I'll show you one more thing here real quick. Here is the main picture they took of the house when they listed it. So here's some tips on what not to do when you're taking pictures. First of all, this is the reflection in the window from their car. So they didn't even get out of the car to take the picture, and that's one reason why it looks so wonky. And they've got telephone lines in it. They're showing, it's just not a good picture. So when you're doing pictures, take your time. Some helpful tips: don't have cars in it, don't have people in it. Get outside of your car to take the picture. Try and really get the best angles. You know, use your little lighting tool on your phone to lighten up the rooms. Don't be afraid to come back and edit them either once you've taken them, to make sure they look good. Pictures can make a big difference for buyers. You know, not so much for me as an investor, but when you're trying to get top dollar from someone on the MLS. So not the best picture in the world. All right, so I just got this house under contract from the MLS. I was just going to drive by and give you a quick tour of what the inside looks like. And they're putting a new roof on it. I had no idea it was getting a new roof. So talk about a nice surprise. It's listed as being sold in as-is condition, no repairs being done, and now we have a new roof going on. Unless I'm at the completely wrong house, but I'm 99% sure that's the house we have under contract. So pretty cool. Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and we're standing outside another fix and flip that we just bought. Paid $155 for this one, so I'll walk you through it, give you all the numbers and everything on it. We have 14 fix and flips going right now, so it's kind of a slow year buying. Just bought 4 so far this year, but actually ended up buying for yesterday. So that was a good day. Make sure you check out investformore.com for more information on my flips, podcasts, all that good stuff. This house was for sale on the MLS for, I think it's $149,900. We saw it, made an offer on it the same day it was listed, full price, no inspection, close in 15 days, no appraisal. And I actually know the seller of this house. He's a real estate investor as well. And he texted me back, said, hey, we got one more offer on it, but they're an owner-occupied buyer. They offered $155,000. If you match that price, I'll sign your contract. So I'd sure, we'll do it. So we got under contract. Closed a couple weeks later, and it is now our house. Does not need a ton of work. You can see some of the doors are good. We'll have to put in some new windows, obviously do paint. I know they just cleaned the carpets, but we'll probably replace the flooring as well. You can see, there's some stains. It's not in amazing shape. We'll have to do some bathroom work, maybe some kitchen work. I bet you we can get this done for $20,000. We'll see. And then we're hoping, it should be worth $220,000 or more. We sold a couple in this area recently within like 3 blocks of this house. So we're pretty familiar with the neighborhood and prices. So it should be a good one, and it should be fairly easy to do. And we had a surprise on this property as well. Usually the surprises I get on my fix and flips are not good. They're bad surprises, but we had a good surprise for once. I drove by here just to check on it a week ago. I was in the area, and it was getting a brand new roof. So I didn't even realize it, or I missed it in the comments, but the seller was putting a new roof on it and painted the outside of the house before we bought it. So that was a super nice bonus. As you can see, it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath. The bathrooms do need work for sure, but it's a good sized house. Here's the kitchen, huge kitchen, and the cabinets aren't bad. The countertops are fairly new. Those are Home Depot countertops, but it doesn't look amazing. So we'll probably do some work in here. We'll have to figure out what we want to do, but we'll spruce it up a little bit. And the back bedroom is back here. And for those of you who are thinking that $220,000 is a crazy price for this house, if you would have asked me that 5 years ago, I would completely agree with you. But prices in Colorado, in our area, we're in Evans, Colorado, with this house, have just been insane. The people who bought this house paid $49,000 for it, was it 5 or 6 years ago? So they're doing just fine with it, but that just shows you what prices have done. I think they bought it at the foreclosure sale. And if we list this house at $220,000, it will be probably the cheapest house for sale in this entire town. So prices are crazy here. That's just how it works. Different prices in different markets. Here's the garage. So nothing too fancy, but it's not falling down, so that's better than a lot of my garages. Who knows what that is, but not horrible. Seen a lot worse. And you can see the backyard. So the roof looked pretty gnarly. It was pretty bad. Some of the eaves were rotten, and they came through, fixed all the roof, repaired a bunch of the eaves, painted everything. So that was incredibly nice bonus. So we don't have to do much with the outside. We'll obviously clean up the yard a little bit, but it should be a fairly easy one, and hopefully we can get done pretty quick. It is almost done. They're actually installing carpet today, and we have to walk through, do some blue tape, get everything touched up. But we ran into a crazy problem on this house. There is a camper that someone dropped off back behind our garage and have pretty much abandoned it, although they might sort of be living in it. But I'll show you that. I can't really show too much of the house because they're in there working right now. But this camper thing is super annoying. And we called the cops, talked to the city, and it's just very frustrating the way the system works, because there's not a whole lot we can do. I'll kind of show you. See, they're installing carpet right there. And then The camper is hidden back here. And it was dropped off a week or so ago, we think. And we left a note saying you have to leave. That was torn off. Then we have some of these more official notes that we left on it. 2 of those were torn off, and we left these yesterday, and they're still. So either someone hasn't been back or they abandoned it. Who knows? It's padlocked from the outside. The last few times we were here, it was not padlocked from the outside. So our options, like I said, we talked to the police, we talked to the city. If it was on the street, the city, the police would have it towed, take it away. But because it's on private property, they won't do anything. They pretty much say, leave a notice on it. If nobody moves it or comes get it in 24 hours, have it towed. Great in theory, except that we have not been able to find a towing company that is willing to tow a camper off of private property. It is extremely hard to find a towing company that will tow a car off of private property just because of the legal issues that come with it. You know, it's just a pain. A camper is like impossible. So what are our options? If we can't tow it, the city won't take it, no one else will do anything. You could go through an eviction to the courts and then have them, you know, rule in 30 days that they have to leave. We could try and catch the person trespassing here, because technically this is trespassing if the person is here, but we have to catch them. So we hang out here at night, or we get cameras, and the police have to catch them. And then if they do catch them with trespassing, they arrest the person, but probably don't do anything with the camper, which again, doesn't do us any good. So, we'll see what happens. There are some trees back here that need trimming and trash that needs removed. So the camper may have to get moved because of that. Yeah, so super giant pain. It's kind of annoying how someone can just dump something like this and you can't really do a whole lot to get rid of it, but it's something you have to deal with on flips once in a while. So it's like the 3rd, 4th note we've left. Obviously I don't think they're moving it. I think a bunch of grasshoppers accidentally jumped in there somehow the other day. Not that that's going to do much good, but there's a little hole right there. And it's just, I kind of peeked in the windows. There's all kinds of stuff in there, like someone's been living there. It's kind of creepy. But we've never seen them. Have no idea who they are. So yeah, we'll see if the camper disappears here. Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, back for a camper update. I know everybody's been asking for it, so I'll give you a lot more details here in the video. But for right now, you can see the camper is gone. Just a little pile of trash that is left over. So I'll give you as many details as I can on what happened to it, the story. We did actually talk to the owners. Hey everyone, all right, back in the office. As you can see, the camper's gone. It was moved. And I just want to talk a little bit how this all came about and worked. We left some notes, as you saw, on the camper, told them it had to be gone. Talked to the police, asked them what to do. They said we could get it towed, but none of the towing companies would tow it. And I think the reasoning behind that was they can tow cars, have title to it, and they're fine with that, but the camper has no license plate, no VIN number they could find, and they might tow it and have it in their yard for 10 years and nobody would ever come get it. It'd just be a pile of junk there. So I think that's why the towing companies didn't want to tow it. And legally, I'm not supposed to just tow it myself. So I know a lot of you guys had a ton of comments, like 2,000 comments on that. I usually try to respond to everybody, just couldn't do it on this video. And I could have just pushed it out into the street, towed it out into the street. The police couldn't have proven it was me, but they might have known it was me as well. And I want to have, you know, a good relationship with the local police, with the community. We do a lot of fix and flips. Like I said, we have 15 going now. We sold a couple last week. And I'm dealing with police in a number of different manners, the community, and the better reputation we have, the more deals we can get, the better prices we can get, and the better businesses. So it's a business decision to do things a certain way, and not just do whatever you want because you know you'll get away with it. And I had a ton of suggestions in the comments, from burning it to filling it with water to filling it with other stuff to tearing it apart and throwing it in a dumpster. And yeah, we could have done all that stuff and maybe gotten away with it, or we could have lit the fence on fire and lit the neighbor's house on fire and eventually gone to jail for arson. So YouTube comments can be funny and entertaining, but at the same time it's a much more difficult situation when it's actually you there having to do it and not just commenting on a video. So like I said, it was an interesting situation because we left the notes on it, and eventually the police actually called us back and said, oh, the owners called us on this camper. They said they reported it stolen. And we remember this camper, so we told them where it was. And they called us, said, oh, we're gonna move it right away, don't worry. So we gave them a couple days, never moved. They wrote on the note, please don't move it. We're gonna move it, we're gonna get it moved right away. A couple more days went by, didn't get moved. Then I guess they called into my office and said, oh, we don't have anywhere to put it and all this stuff. So magically the camper was moved from where it is now. It was not me who did it. Again, for those of you who, were saying certain things I should do, for one thing, I'm not going to admit on YouTube to doing something against the police or that's illegal or any of that, so that's something to consider. But the camper's gone. It's off the property now. The house should be ready next week finally, and that's another factor too, is we didn't have to get the house ready quite as quick as I thought we would, because we had to send another crew back in there and do some more finish work. Some of the doors weren't done very well. So we had more time to give these people to come get it and move it, which they didn't do. So in the end, the camper's gone, it's moved, and hopefully they figure out what to do with it, somewhere permanent where they can put it, and they have a good experience. We can sell our house and everybody's happy. So we bought this house for about $150,000 from another investor who actually bought it for $30,000 like 8 years ago. Kind of crazy what prices have done here. It's just insane. The house is across the street from a park, which is nice. This is a very bottom of the price range for our area. We'll be listing at $224,900. Spent about $20,000 on the rehab. Have another $15,000 or so in financing costs, carrying costs, selling costs. And we'll show you everything we did here. So, new flooring, as you can see, carpet, paint, light fixtures, doors, new windows as well. And we have the before video. If you look in the description, I'll link to it so you can see. It wasn't in horrible shape, but definitely needed some work. Here's the first bedroom. And this bathroom was here before, but it was just a half bath. So we actually added this shower. We took out part of the other bedroom, which I'll show you. It's not a huge shower, but it is a shower. I think that helps the property. Something else we did, this is where the furnace is. And if you look in the before video, the furnace actually opened up into the bathroom. There's a door right there. So we closed that off, had it open up into the hallway instead. And here is that bathroom. Nothing fancy in here. Don't need to spend a lot of money in this price range, so we didn't do tile in the tub, just a surround. Saves us at least $500, if not much more than that. Not buying the tile and the labor to put it in. Then here you can see the kitchen. It's about everything we get from Home Depot right now, but we are exploring Lowe's and possibly doing some stuff there. But these are in-stock cabinets. This is their laminate in-stock counters, appliances from them. And this kitchen probably cost us $5,000 with materials and labor for everything. So super affordable when we do these types of kitchens. It looks much better than it did before. Here's the bedroom where we took the took the space from for the shower. And that was right there. It was just kind of the nook was bigger for the door. So we just took part of that, put the shower in right there. And then we have the third bedroom back here. That window is super dirty. Need to get that cleaned. Somehow we missed that. And that's the house. Nothing fancy, nothing special, but it will be, like I said, one of the cheapest houses for sale in our area, fixed up or not, so it should sell pretty quick. Had some interesting things happen on this property. When I first bought it, as I said, another investor had it listed, and they mentioned in the MLS that it was getting a new roof and exterior paint. And I completely missed that. I didn't see it, so I thought I was gonna have to do that stuff when I bought it. But showed up here about a week before closing, and they're putting on a new roof and painting it, and that's a nice surprise. I'm like, oh, look at that. And looked back in the MLS, and sure enough, there were the comments that said it's getting a new roof and paint. And then the other interesting thing we had happen on this property, we have this garage, and then this space back here. I'll open up the garage here for just a second. And we showed up one day, and someone had dropped their camper off right here. Abandoned it. Eventually, it went away, but it's quite a pain. The police wouldn't take it. No towing companies would take it. And the people reported stolen, I think, just to buy themselves more time. But never had that happen. And for those wondering, I did not put the camper there myself for views. That was like one of my highest ranked YouTube videos ever, which I had no idea would happen. I just thought it's kind of interesting a camper got left here. So now I've been trying to think of ways to get more trending videos. Maybe, you know, a UFO could land here or something. Who knows? Here's the garage. Nothing fancy either, but it's in decent shape and it's pretty good size. So that's the property. Like I said, we'll be listing it here today. The numbers on this property show you what we made on it, what we spent on it, and exactly how we did. So bought it for $155,000 from the MLS on 4/30. Sold it for $225,000 on 11/8. So had it about 6.5 months in that range. I'll start with the repairs first. We spent about $6,000 on the kitchen. Again, that's Home Depot stuff. In-stock cabinets, very cheap, very affordable. Paint about $2,200. Flooring $3,000. Bathroom $4,500. Electrical $5,000. That was an expensive bill we weren't expecting, but that always happens. Lights $1,200. That's installing the fixtures, buying them. Doors about $1,500. Windows $2,500. Miscellaneous, lots of little stuff, extra labor, cleanup, things like that, about $2,000. So our total was $27,900. We had one of our handyman employees doing this job. Very cheap for us to use them. We pay them by the hour. So one reason we can do flips pretty affordable is because we've developed that system with our employees. We also use some contractors as well, but I sure love using those employees. It's great. For financing, I did private loan, private money on this, so financed 100% of the purchase price, which was $155,000. Did not finance any of the repairs on this one. We had $1,420.83 a month in interest, so about $9,000 over the 6.5 months in that range. And I paid $3,100 in points, so I paid 2 points on this particular private money deal. I think my rate was, it's either 10 or 11% on this loan. I figured it right, but our total financing costs were $12,100. Carrying costs, a lot of things that people forget. You have to have utilities while you're owning the flip. Every month we have electric, gas, water bills we have to pay. Taxes are extremely cheap in Colorado, $807 for the year on this house. So prorated, paid about $428 in taxes. Insurance prorated out was about $800. Maintenance, some lawn mowing, not much, but a little bit, $200. Total carrying costs, $2628. Selling costs. I am a real estate agent, so I can list these houses myself. Actually, someone in my office lists them. We have a deal where pretty much a free listing for me, but they get all the buyer leads, advertise it all they want. So I have to pay another agent, though. So 90% of the houses we sell, another agent from another office has the buyer. So we pay a commission on one side of it, so 3% of the selling price. Title and closing costs about $1,500 for the title policy, closing fee, recording fees, things like that. So we come down here to our total costs. Selling $8,250, repairs $2,700, $900, carrying cost $26.28, financing cost $12,100. I made a commission when I bought this because I'm an agent as well, so I represent myself. Technically, Nikki is the agent on the contract because it's easier that way than representing myself, but she's my agent. She knows, again, she doesn't get commissions for representing me. Doesn't have to really do any work on them. So I get this commission back when I buy a house. So that's extra money I make. So if you add all that up, we come up with $46,228 in costs. Sold for $225, bought for $155. That leaves us a profit of $23,773. So again, not my most amazing flip ever. Made over $20,000 on it. Would love to make over $30,000 on it, but not all of them are home runs. Not all of them do that well. This one didn't have any major surprises, but it was a lower priced home, pretty cut and dry rehab. Some electrical work came up, but we always assume something's going to come up on a house that we don't know about. And it was easy to sell. So if I can do 26 flips a year and make, $23,000 on each of them, I'm still pretty happy, although I'd love to see it above $30,000, which my average profit margin has always been. And it has been harder the last year or so to find deals, that's for sure. Even from the MLS, off market, auctions, foreclosures, Craigslist, we look all the time at all kinds of different sources to find deals, and it is tougher and tougher. So we have seen our profit margin decrease a little bit, I feel like, in the last 6 months or so. So I'd love to get it back up there, but still happy to do deals. We're making money like this because we have this system down where we can do a lot of them and move them through the system fairly quickly. All right, thanks for watching. Appreciate everyone's support. Again, we love to see the thumbs up, love to see the comments. If you have any questions at all, leave them below. If you want more information on what we're doing, check out investformore.com/flips. That lists all our flips in the last couple of years, over 60 properties on there. And we'll have many more videos coming up soon, so be sure to subscribe. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.